windows, red and blue. In the glass, rolling faster than a rocker, racing homesick to the ground. I know you're thinking about it. Have you got the guts? No, I doubt it. Just play it cool and we'll be out of here. Don't try to be the hero. No, no. Don't try no funny business. I got this trigger finger. My little itch keeps scratching. Keep crying, zip your mouth shut. Nobody gets hurt. Cold air, sweat drips, steam blows out from chapped lips. Ditch the car, burn the clothes, just like Cassidy and Sundance, urban outlaws on the road. I know you're thinking about it. Do I have the guts? I don't doubt it. Let's run the city into the ground. I know you're thinking about it. Do I have the guts? I don't doubt it. Let's run the city into the ground. Don't try to be the hero. No, no. Don't try no funny business.
skipper done, but he's given it away to Cameron Jerome, and that's a good ball and a strong challenge, and it's a penalty. A mess at the back for Aston Villa, and Birmingham have been gifted a wonderful opportunity to take the early advantage here.
Well, it's a burst forward from Lee Bowyer. It's Richard Dunn, the skipper. Does he catch him? Yeah, there's a collision of legs. That is a clear penalty. Chris Foy right on the spot and absolutely no hesitation in awarding it.
And it's Seb Larsson who scored his first goal in almost a year in the Premier League game at Fulham on Saturday, who has taken on the responsibility. He hasn't scored here at St Andrews for over 2 years. What a moment it would be to end that record. And he has done so. It's advantage Birmingham City.
Well, it's incredible, isn't it, football? Because there's no question that Aston Villa had started this match the better and the brighter of the two teams, but it's the blue half of town that are celebrating right now. We spoke about Villa's defending. It's led to this, but that's a calm penalty. Sends Brad Friedel the wrong way. And he had to keep his nerve, didn't he, Sebastian Larsson? And you can see what it means.
Roger Johnson, a real threat. Scored his first Premier League goal earlier in the season. He's on the far post. It's gone into his area. And somehow or other, did Friedel keep it out? The linesman has flagged, and the goal will not stand. Birmingham are convinced it crossed the line.
Well, referee Chris Foy has got to stop it here because nobody really knows what that is for. Must be in communication with his assistant referee. They're claiming that that ball went over the line. Decision appears to have been made by the assistant referee. Doesn't seem to be anything there, but wow, that ball is so close. But is he giving offside against Scott Dan? And if so, is Scott Dan interfering with play because he's at the side of Brad Friedel? Friedel just fumbles it, doesn't he?
Ever so clear out. Now Downing. What a good ball that was. Ashley Young. It's broken to Agbonlahor. Well, isn't that just how it happens in football? Birmingham felt they should have had a second goal. Now they've been picked back by the man who always seems to score against them. Clark. Dangerous place to lose possession. Zigic. It's a good ball for Cameron Jerome.
We are right behind that. As soon as it left his boot, it was bending the wrong way. It was always curling away from goal. Great ball and a great run from Cameron Jerome, but he's got to hit the target. He's just trying to draw Brad Friedel and dink it over the goalkeeper, but in dinking it, it's the wrong side of the ball. Before, haven't we? Aston Villa score winning goals against Birmingham in the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, that's right. It's 5 minutes here at St Andrews, both by Agbonlahor in recent seasons. Jerome back to Zigic. Well, he's not really had a night to remember till that moment. Now he's a St Andrews hero. It could be another late winner.
What did I say about how often when you're on top, you don't take your chances. How often does it come back to bite you on the bottom? Cameron Jerome does it ever so well. Pulls this ball back into a dangerous area, and Zigic gets on there, and the deflection is cruel. It's really, really cruel on Aston Villa, and particularly Brad Friedel, but Zigic is in the right place, and it's the deflection that takes it up and over Friedel, who is absolutely helpless to keep it out. And Birmingham, well, they were bad luck. They had bad luck in the first half when the ball went over the line, but there's the deflection, and this time they get good luck. And doesn't it make you wonder? It makes you wonder whether it could be their year.
pretending like I don't already know. I'll be with you in the end. It doesn't matter what I say. You're playing with my heart again. There's just nothing I can do. 'Cause I got a problem with you. Every time you leave me, girl, you leave me wanting more. Baby, tell me what this is. Never felt this way before. I don't wanna be a hero. All I wanna be is yours. I'm just waiting for the next time you'll be knocking on my door. Everywhere I go, I know I'm just pretending like I don't already know. I'll be with you in the end. It doesn't matter what I say. You're playing with my heart again. There's just nothing I can do. 'Cause I got a problem.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's the team, down at St Andrews. We are all supporters of our team. We chant a super blues, ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean.
Welcome to Monday night's Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by Elite Maintenance of Stone in sunny Staffordshire. A last gasp rebounded goal from the Duke ensured Blues came back to England with a hard-earned point. Blues fans deliver a fine rendition of God Save the Queen just to rub a bit of salt in the wounds. Once again, Zola takes a massive bashing on social and local media, but we do have to remember the game is over 90 minutes and it's never over till the fat lady sings. And a draw away at Cardiff wasn't a bad result in the grand scheme of things, and who would have thought Fulham would have beaten Newcastle? Where there's hope, there's life. But never forget the week-old adage, it's the hope that kills you. The next 3 games are all cup finals as far as I can see, and I can remember the last cup final we were in and no one gave us a hopes chance. That was the start of that famous European tour. Oh, and also of our demise. The Don is back in action again tonight and he's netted already. Perhaps we just need him back in the starting 11. Great competition giveaway coming up just around 8 to 8:15, where if you shared the show on your page last week, then your name has been entered into the draw for an evening with Tom Ross at St Andrews. So once again, strap yourselves in and get ready for the ride on the one and only Tilton Talk Show.
Let's hear it from the stand. So come on, sing this song once more. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of
For free too.
Very good evening, welcome to Monday night's Tilton Talk Show. Mr. Pugh, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Ryan, did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it?
I think so, yeah.
And Mr. Brown
Good evening.
said without a frown.
Well done. All right, okay, yeah.
I suppose the big talking point of the day is that Gianfranco Zola is going to continue in his role as manager of Birmingham City Football Club.
It looks like it.
You look happy? That the board are, voting with confidence and saying no, we're sticking with it.
I don't know where that confidence comes from, but listen, if that's the choice they've made, so that's it.
We don't get a choice here, do we?
Well, no, of course not. That's the whole point. We don't decide. It's their club. It's their money that they've put in, and if they're happy to keep him in the job, then that's fine. But an awful lot of people aren't.
There are a few that are.
There's not many now. That Wigan game, we sat here last Monday a week ago and mentioned how important that Wigan game was. And as bad as QPR was, I thought I came out of QPR thinking, my goodness, that's the worst I've seen us in an awfully long time. as bad as that was, Wigan was even worse.
Yeah.
And you couldn't believe that it could get worse than QPR.
As Justin Close says, got to trust Zola now and get on with it. He
No.
would have gone by now if he was going.
No, you don't have to trust Zola.
Stephen
well,
Hislop,
surely we
right?
do.
Stephen
No,
Hislop.
you don't trust him. How could you possibly trust him? How could you trust him?
Do we
after
not
what
have a
he's done?
choice but to trust him?
You have a choice whether you get behind the team or whether you sit on social media and slag him off. That's your choice.
Yeah.
I don't see how anybody can trust him.
Well, Steve Hislop says if Zola stays, we go down. That's not a given. That's not a given.
It's not. That's not an absolute certainty
No,
that
no.
we will go down if Zola stays.
As Paul Casey said, that doesn't mean we have to trust him.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Yeah.
Why should we? Why should every single Blues fan trust him? What has he given us to earn our trust?
Yeah, what have the Romans ever given us?
But what has
Straight
Zola
round.
done? What has
Apart from
Zola
straight
done
rounds.
since the 15th of December, the 14th of December? He walked through the door. What's he done in those 3 months to earn our trust as fans?
And from my opening notes, Mark Wanmore's made a comment here. The last few games are finals, but only Leyland Daft finals, and maybe Sherpa Van. We're fine.
Fine. Oh my goodness.
And
Really?
Daz, and Daz says Mr. Fun has started his normal rant.
Well,
Welcome.
listen. How can you not? How can you not after Wigan at home? How can you go into a game that means so much against a team that are so terrible in Wigan? Look, they've just sacked their manager. I mean, it shows how bad they are. They come to our place and win, and then they go at home against another team in the bottom three. And can't build on that confidence and lose at home, and then their manager gets sacked. But they come to us and don't look. They look. Must have been the easiest 90 minutes those players have ever played in their lives against us.
Jay Hadley, I really don't understand why Zola hasn't been sacked. Can any of you lads think of any possible answers to why he hasn't? Yes,
Yes,
can.
I can, because they cannot simply bear to lose face.
It's not the Chinese way, is it?
Somebody at that club doesn't want to lose face, and they are going to see it through for as long as physically possible. And even if we finish 22nd, right? If we stay 21st, sorry, not 22nd, for God's sake, please don't finish 22nd.
That's what I thought you was on.
Yeah, sorry. If we finish 21st and stay up on goal difference, right, with a last-minute own goal at Bristol City that
Zola
keeps us
jumping
up,
into the crowd.
somehow that club will swing it to spin a positive on it and spin a positive on the season.
George Beasley, evening from Porthcawl, had to sit with the Taffs on Saturday, and they reckon we are awful.
Yeah. Listen, I didn't go to the Cardiff game. From what I saw on social media, from the reports I saw coming through from Cardiff and Blues side, we really didn't look like scoring at all until we put a cross in. Jutkovic, I mean, a lot of people have been bemoaning our bad luck. Oh my good! If you want a stroke of massive luck, he heads it straight to the keeper and it bounces back off him.
Goosebumps.
What a massive goal that could be!
I didn't go to the game, but when I saw that on TV, I thought that is let off the hook.
It's an unbelievable stroke of fortune. But listen, people have been saying about the amount of times we've hit the woodwork, and that's probably made up that goal in the last minute. How that went in probably makes up for at least 5 of those hitting woodworks. Do you know what I mean? So,
right, Paul Gill. Any other manager would have been sacked with Zola's current run. Oh,
well, everybody is being sacked. Everybody else is.
What's our board's problem?
Talking of sacking, Dean Lomas says, I'm just as deflated in all at the moment, but for God's sake, if Zola is sacked, don't employ McLaren.
No, I agree with that. Yeah,
I agree with that. Daz Hines, Mr. Fuller started his normal rant. It's not his normal rant. This isn't the normal Chris Pugh that you're seeing here, Daz. This isn't him. You know what I mean? He's on a downer at the minute. He's on a little bit of a spiral. It's understandable. I can see his points of view.
I thought you would be a bit more upbeat tonight. I've got a point. We're on our way.
We're all doing the Cardiff dance.
That's how crazy football is, though. We get that goal, like the biggest stroke of luck you've seen for a long time to get that goal away at Cardiff, and we get a point, which you're right. last week I was saying I'll probably take a point at Cardiff the way things are going, but that does not overshadow the dismal performance at home to Wigan. We haven't done a show since the Wigan game. I want people's opinion on the Wigan game.
Okay, Dan Jones, evening from Bridgend, evening to you. Dan, welcome to the Tilton Talk Show. And Warren, thanks for being with us again tonight, matey. You're right, but in between we played Leeds so well against Leeds. How can a team play so bad either side of that?
We played okay again.
It was a good performance.
It was decent against Leeds, and as I said, we matched that Leeds team that are in the playoffs, right? But how can, as you say, you're that naive as a manager to think that you're up against a team that are flying high in the playoffs, and you play exactly the same team and try and play exactly the same way against a team that are fighting relegation?
Yeah, we should.
That's not how things work.
4-4-2. It should have been.
You've got to. You bring your flair players in, and you try and get at teams. I mean, as soon as we conceded that first goal against Wigan, I'm thinking, well, that's it. Job done for Wigan. They've scored. They'll just sit back now, and we've actually got to go at them. And the lack of tempo and intensity, it was honestly, it was just dire. It really was, and that worried me massively after that. I really did start to worry. That point at Cardiff might be absolutely huge, but we've got 2 out of the next 3 are the top 2. So
Daz says, can we talk about the promotion party next season? Let's hope so, Daz. And a great shout here from Ray as well, that it's up to the board to sack the manager, but it's up to the fans to back the Blues.
But they have been I don't see any signs that the fans aren't backing Blues. They're still turning up to the games, and as the game kicks off, the fans are behind the team. It's up to the team then and the manager and the players to earn that backing, and they haven't been of late.
Right, okay. The players he's brought in, are they better?
He's not playing many of them.
Question there from Paul Casey. Thanks.
Why is that?
He's played in Sue. He hasn't played Frey. Frey's had a bit part role to play. Obviously, Cater's come in and looked good, but then he got injured.
Yeah.
Gardner's come in and done okay. But he seems to be every time we hear of Gardner, he's shooting from 25-30 yards, which occasionally will pay off. But that's not going to happen every game.
Daz Hines says, we've got a point, let's have a party. And Dave Nichols, any decent manager would walk and hold his hands up and say, I've tried, but it's not good enough. I cannot go again until he is gone, and I am a season ticket holder.
I would be stunned if after the QPR and Wigan home defeats, he didn't at least offer to resign. We haven't heard that he has. But how could you reside over those 2 home games and not offer to say, and not go to the board and say, listen, this is down to me. I have resided over 2 of the worst home performances that we've seen in a long, long time, and we had Lee Clark 3 years ago.
Yeah, just to keep you updated on the under-23 games that the Donners scored in tonight. That's still 1-0 with about 30 minutes gone in that one, so I'll keep you updated on that one as we go through the show.
Can I just quickly say...
Gregory says, is the box getting any cheaper?
Yeah, it will be next season. Who wants to come and watch Walsall at home next season with us?
That's a local derby, don't knock it.
Yeah. Can I just say, by the amount of comments coming in, it looks like we're in for yet another record audience, which seems to go up and up every week, doesn't it? So, good stuff.
Yes, it does. And just to let you know as well, guys, around about between 8 and 8:15 tonight, we'll be drawing the competition. That competition was whoever shared the show last week on their personal page. Chris has laboriously gone through them, written all the names out. They are here in the
Golden Bowl.
In the Golden Bowl. And Mr. Fun will be drawing out the winners for that later. Is it 3 pairs of tickets we've got? And
well, what we're going to do, we slightly changed it just to make it a bit more fairer, is we're going to draw 3 tickets out, right? And each person that's drawn can take a guest along with them.
So they get 2 tickets.
They get 2 tickets.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So you don't have to go on your own, Mark.
Yeah, hi from Queensland, from Leonard. Hi, good morning to you. It's tomorrow now for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
So off to
It'll be
work in a bit.
Tuesday,
Let us know where you work, Leonard, and what you do over there. That would be interesting. Leonard is a regular listener in from Queensland every week. Thank you very much for your wonderful support. You just don't look very positive at the minute.
I don't. There's no reason for me to be. I have to be honest. I say it as I say it. I'm not going to come in and be positive for the sake of it to try and get people to view or to do whatever. I say it as I say it as a Blues fan, and for 3 months now we've been on a decline, a steady decline, and it I thought it culminated with QPR. It didn't, because it got worse against Wigan. We weren't very good at Cardiff, but we've somehow got a point. And the next two of the next 3 games, I think, are Newcastle and Brighton. So
interesting comment here from Adam Chambers. And sorry if we don't read all of the comments out. Obviously,
Too
we're
many.
very limited on time. We've only got an hour and
Keep
a half.
putting
on the
them
show.
up, though.
But
Yeah,
do
keep
put them
them
up,
up, yeah,
because
we'll
we
do our
do go through them afterwards and have another reread as well, just in case there's anything that we could pick up on the following week. We've only looked good against teams who attack us, but any teams that do score for fun.
this is my worry, that I keep sitting here thinking, looking at the table, looking at the fixtures, thinking, okay, we've got Rotherham away and Burton at home, right?
Is that going to be 2
now,
blessings potentially?
Now I said last week we got Wigan at home as well, so we got nothing out of that one. If we get 0 to 1 points from Wigan at home, Rotherham away and Burton at home, we deserve to go down. Okay, but I am looking at it saying we've got Rotherham away and Burton at home to come. Now there is a really good opportunity to pick up points. I mean, Rotherham away. Rotherham are terrible. Comfortably the worst team in the division.
Oh God, I'm dreading the show after that.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? But who made that comment?
Lift your chin up the
Who
floor.
made that comment about playing more free against the better teams who attack us?
But it was a good comment. Yeah, very fair
Rotherham,
as well.
Rotherham and Burton are going to sit back against us. They're not going to attack. They're going to wait for us to break them down. And we have shown, certainly against Wigan and in other games this season, even under the previous management, that we are not that adept to breaking teams down and going at teams.
Adam Chambers it was for
Adam, yeah. So we have somehow got to go to Rotherham and break them down, because they're not going to come out of some batter the door down.
No, but they are going to lock their back doors.
And like you say, if Newcastle and Brighton do go at us, then they've got enough going forward to score against us anyway. So even if we do score, we'll probably concede 3.
Leonard, you lucky man. I am retired, living the dream. Well, I was until Zola rocked up.
Yeah. Retirement was looking so good 3 months ago, Leonard.
Oh, dear me. Right. Okay, let's get back onto some of your comments. Someone needs to remove Gardner off set pieces. Never beats the first man. Sent the only decent crosser of a ball on loan to a relegation rival.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was we didn't know we were going to be in that scrap then, did we? At that point, we didn't.
No, it's turned out that way. But it's a good point. Cottrell got a lot of stick from fans, but at least you thought, if it's 0-0 with 5 minutes to go and we get a free kick 20 yards out, we're in with a shout here.
Yeah.
But you are now looking at it and saying, okay, if Gardner didn't play, who is the set piece taker? I'm not sure who he's going to take those set pieces.
No, I know. James Mahon, we need a miracle. Robert Doyle, thanks for your comments. Mr. Fun has just given the Rotherham team the kiss of death. And Reece Quigley, if we lose to Rotherham, we are going down.
You have to say, because the Rotherham game comes after the Newcastle and Brighton as well.
Yeah.
So you do have to say,
if we fail to pick anything up from those two.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
In fairness,
yes. Fair enough. I am writing those games off in my own head, but football's a funny game. So, but yeah. So you on the back of those games, if you can't get anything from Rotherham away, then that is a really, really tough situation.
More comments coming from the Rotherham game. Paul Gill, Rotherham have got nothing to lose and more to gain if they beat us from a pride point.
But that's all they're playing for now, pride, because everything but mathematics says they're down. They are far too far adrift.
Yeah.
To survive, so they are just playing for pride. But if they put in a backs to the wall performance against us and nick it 1-0, then that's brilliant for them. So that's what they're going to try and do. They're not going to come out and play football against us. We've got to go there and break them down.
Nate Pritchard says we're the laughing stock of football at the moment. Well,
we are. We are absolutely.
Well,
everybody in football is loving this at the moment. It is shameful. It is shameful.
Nathan Greenhouse, thanks for your comment too. Do you not think if we get stuffed Saturday he won't get sacked? Would a new manager a decent amount of time with the players because of the international?
The one thing he has got that international break now.
Right.
So if we get battered by Newcastle, ordinarily that isn't a reason to sack a manager because Newcastle have got the players to batter anyone. But with that international break, you do wonder whether the board would say, okay, now's the time to act. Get a manager in, give him a week with the players.
Right, okay.
Before that Ipswich away, because Ipswich away is then looking like a tough game.
Very much so. Yeah. Josh Davis, we won't win under Zola and Dean Williams. What's the answer?
My answer is he has to go. And you get
based on the 16 games that he's been in charge. 2 wins.
Well, it's more than that. Is it 16 league games? I think, or something.
Yeah.
Is it 2? Yeah.
2 wins out of 16. Any manager in this country would have gone.
But Warren Joyce went into Wigan to try and keep them up, and he's struggling. But they're where they were. Other managers are getting sacked for staying where they were. Our manager is still in place after we've slid all the way down the table to now being in a relegation battle, and he's still there.
We've slipped 10 places.
Other managers, McLaren. But to be fair, McLaren, Derby were slightly close to the drop zone, far too close to the drop zone than they should have been when he came in. He started well. He got them close to the playoffs. They've dropped off to mid-table, and he's got the sack. So actually, McLaren improved them. But he still got the sack. He got them out of a little bit of danger to mid-table, and he's got the sack.
And looks like a certain individual is going to take that job.
Massive good luck to him. Massive good luck to him.
We'll see how that one turns out. And his name was mentioned 11 times on Radio WM on the way here tonight. His name was mentioned 11 times.
Massive good luck.
And also he's got to come to St Andrews.
He has got
if he takes the job.
Do you know?
Full house.
Honestly, it's... You look at the games left now and you think, okay, we've got Newcastle and Brighton to come, and we've got Rotherham and Burton, so there's the top 2 and 2 of the bottom 4 to come, and then we've got them across the road away, and now we've got Derby to come to us with their new manager, and we've got Huddersfield to come to us. Like every game now is you're either looking at it saying, well, we've got no chance against them because they're flying, or this is massive. This is a massive 6-pointer because we're in it with them now. There are no mid-table teams left.
I want to see the smoke coming out of your ears now. Mark Wonnell says, "How dare our owners show loyalty?" Chris hides behind the screen.
But they're showing loyalty to their own decision. They're showing the loyalty to a man that they picked, but it's failing. It is not working. So all you're doing is you're cutting your nose off spot. You've made your decision. It's failed. You've made the wrong decision. It's pretty clear of that. But what you're actually doing now is you're just sticking by it out of spite. To try and save a little bit of face. I don't think it is loyalty, and the amount of rumblings and grumblings we hear from Hong Kong that they're at border having meetings and they're discussing whether Zola is the right man and discussing whether to get rid of him or find a replacement. There's no smoke without fire where all that's concerned. So all these stories that are coming out saying his position's under threat and things, not every single member of TTA can be looking at this going, right, absolutely fine. Yeah,
we'll leave it to a close season.
You know what I mean? Not every single member of TTA could be saying this.
Alison Shilton wants a bell, please, Chris.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Bell, please. Ranieri in. Who agrees?
No.
Why? Purely because of the Leicester connection?
No, it's nothing to do with the Leicester connection.
Are you sure?
You need a man that knows these players and knows this league.
What if Ranieri came in and we won the league next year?
That'd be a god.
Do you know what? You say football's a funny old game.
But, all right, wait until the end of the get get somebody who knows the league in to save us until the end of the season, and then get Ranieri in. If you want to make a statement, Ranieri would be a brilliant statement to make for a championship club to get Ranieri in the summer.
He's Italian as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want a name,
He's not from Bradford.
Listen, if they wanted him for a name,
Yeah.
if they wanted Zola for a name, get Ranieri in. Then he's just won the Premier League, for goodness sake, with Leicester.
Pete Taylor says, "Stop panicking. We'll comfortably avoid relegation."
I honestly, genuinely. Honestly, I just, you know, oh, it is on. Oh, okay, fair enough. Because I honestly, obviously that's sarcasm there, the fact that he is on goal difference. But I still do see people saying, I don't know where the issue is, that they're more than happy with the fact that we're going to stay up comfortably. How can you see that?
Adam Chambers says, "Typical Blues will go and beat Newcastle." Okay, let's hope.
Their away record and our home record of late.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just can't see
I couldn't
anything
see
there.
beat
Cannot see
Newcastle
anything.
underline.
Steve Hislop said he hated Clark, but even I'd rather have him over Zola.
You joke about
I
it,
don't
but
know.
the last two performances with not the last two, sorry, QPR and Wigan performances at home. Not many times under Clark have we played worse than that at home.
Yeah.
Okay, the comments are coming through thick and fast. I absolutely can't keep up with them. As soon as they get
too
down
many.
to the bottom of my my page, Chris, they just disappear. I
Okay.
can't scroll down back to them. But do keep them coming. Do please keep your comments
The
coming.
latest ones are on your screen there, right in front of you.
Yeah,
if you
I've got
get,
the dual screen. But
Okay.
I heard Zola say from Reece Quigley he would leave if he felt he wasn't good enough. So he thinks 2 wins from 18 is good enough.
Exactly. But then again, you've got to say, has he got the nerve to admit that he's failing? You know, and is he man enough to do that? When you think of the contract he's on as well, did they give him a 2.5 year contract? Was
2.5 years, wasn't it?
So that's 2 years payoff he's got to get.
Yeah.
yeah.
If they sack him, would
But
you really
will he
walk
get-
away from that? Have you
Yeah.
got that much? Have you got that much pride in you that you're happy to walk away with leaving 2 years' pay behind you?
Where would he go from there?
And Sam Herbert.
Well,
says,
I don't think he really struggled to get another
Yeah.
job in
Yeah,
this
yeah, very
country
much
now.
so, very much so.
Even if he keeps us up.
Sam Hubert says, "I'm 95% certain I'm not going to be renewing my season ticket."
How desperate.
But that's
How desperate. 14th of December, we were outside the playoffs on goal difference. Forget who the manager was. Forget everything. Just look at that situation. We were outside the playoffs on goal difference. And now we've got Sam 3 months down the line saying he's 95% sure he's not renewing his season ticket. And he's not the first person to say that tonight.
Claire Wassell says Newcastle 3 Blues 1 Zola gone for Defo. Well,
Yeah, I mean, if they're not going to sack him after losing at home to Wigan, I don't see them sacking him after losing at home to Newcastle.
and Paul Gill, read all the articles from December the 14th. Even Zola said he would be gone after 2 months if he hadn't improved us. So why hasn't he gone?
Good question.
yet? Good question.
Very good question.
Well, I don't like the
Shots fired.
Sorry.
that's Italian mafia stuff. That is.
I was looking for something like that, yeah. Well, I couldn't do the horse in the head, sort of, I think so.
I couldn't read the horse's head in the bed comment out.
No.
So sorry about that one, but it was funny. Right, okay. TTA have got to consider their business plan as currently it's going up in smoke.
It is, of course it is.
Everybody's on the same.
Absolutely. Listen, there's 2 reasons why they made the. Well, there's more than 2 reasons, but football, ignore the issues they had with the manager or whatever, however true that was. 2 reasons, footballing reasons. They either did it for a name to sell the brand Blues
I'm guessing
over in
that's-
Hong Kong,
that's
or
what-
B, they actually thought we had a chance of going up and they wanted Zola to play decent football on the way. Neither of those things have happened now.
No.
We're not going
I think it was more the brand.
we're certainly not going to sell the brand Birmingham as finishing 19th, right? And we haven't gone up. We're not going up, and we're not playing pretty football. We're doing none of those things. So both of their ambitions have gone, like the comment said, they've just gone completely out the window.
Just a little bit. It is half time in the under 23s. It's Blues winning 1-0 on that one. Donaldson's scoring. Right, okay.
Adrian Howell, he isn't going anywhere this season, so how about the fans get back to supporting the team? Who hasn't supported the team, Adrian? You name me one fan who hasn't been behind the team every... How many did we take to Cardiff again? After losing the way we did against Wigan, and we went to Cardiff with that many fans and were that loud. Who isn't supporting the team? And I'm sorry, but if we are in the bottom 3 with 3 games left, how can you stay for that confident that he's not going anywhere?
Okay. Daz Hines, I'm 100% sure I will be renewing my season ticket next year. There you go.
Fair play, Daz.
Daz is a blue nose.
Can I just say from an earlier comment, Sam said that Wigan or QPR, which was the worst game? 'Cause it wasn't at the Wigan game, so was it as bad as QPR?
I honestly think you think the Wigan game after the QPR game, right? So we've had the QPR game; it was that bad. And then you still managed to put in that lack of intensity and that lack of temper, that lack of ambition and drive against a team that are in the bottom 3. Yeah. I think the Wigan game was worse.
Great question here from Adam Woodhouse. I don't understand it. Most of our football is better than our opposition, yet we lose every game. Can you explain? Individual errors for a start.
Defensive mistakes, and... I said it when the day he come in. I didn't want us to become a team that had pretty possession for possession's sake, and that's what we've become. We can pass the ball around the midfield as much as we want. Do we really look like scoring goals, and do we look like we're solid at the back? Neither of those things. I can honestly say yes. So you can say we're playing pretty football, and our football is looking better than the opposition. But you don't win the game by passing it to your midfield partner at 10 yards. You win the game by stopping the other team scoring and scoring yourself, and we're not doing either of those things well enough. And that's where it's going wrong.
Maxine Stanley, I will not go down the Blues.
Well said, Adrian. Well said, Adrian.
I'll repeat that one. Maxine Stanley, I will not go down the Blues until he's gone. That's strong sentiment.
This is where the owners have put this on themselves, because this was their decision. And they surely knew that a lot of fans weren't going to like it, because a lot of fans held the previous manager in high esteem, and they didn't they didn't feel like we needed change. They didn't want change, but they got it, and it hasn't worked. So they can't moan at the fans for being angry about it. They just can't.
I'm not sure how people can say not to renew a season ticket. Do you remember the Clark era? This is nothing compared. Just got carried away with potential promotion.
I don't know. I think this is genuinely a lot more concerning than the Clark era. For me,
really,
we knew what we were under Clark.
16.
We were a team of massive misfits and about 8 loan players.
16 games ago, did you think we'd be sitting here talking about this?
Never in a million years. No. How could you possibly have thought that we'd be in a relegation battle the day you come in? I mean, I certainly wasn't. I wasn't happy about the change, and I wasn't optimistic about the change, but I certainly never in a million years thought it could be this bad.
But we're not as yet in a relegation battle.
No. We are in a massive relegation battle. We are in a huge dogfight. I'm sorry, Chris, but we are.
We are till Saturday.
We are in a massive dogfight.
And Shane says he forgot what he said about Donaldson all them weeks ago. Forget what he said about Donaldson all them weeks ago. Get him back.
Get him back, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Interesting, this one. Interesting. Right, I'm just going to go on to the social media backlash. Some of it's been quite horrible.
Directed to
Panos and
listen,
Franco as well.
There's no point. There's no point being personal and bringing family into it and swearing and whatever. Because that football's tribalistic, and we saw it at the weekend with the Millwall fan and the Spurs. Complete idiot. But you know what? Both of them are idiots. The guy swearing, the guy singing anti-Millwall songs and swearing at Millwall fans walking past when you've just beat them 6-0. That's insanely
was that after
stupid.
The game or before the game?
It was after the game.
Okay, so I didn't.
So insanely stupid, right? First from him, insanely stupid from the Millwall fan for decking him. Completely stupid and unnecessary. You just walk on, but. But football is tribalistic, and it gets to people. It gets under people's skins. So you can understand why they're having a go at Panos and Zola, right? But you know, families and swearing and threats and whatever is completely ridiculous and completely unnecessary.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, obviously because you're in the public domain as well. Do it in a constructive way. You know, make constructive points.
But you're allowed, as a Blues fan, if you pay your way, you pay your money. Even if you don't go to games, if you're a Blues fan, you're entitled to have an opinion on the state of the club. And if you're not happy, you're entitled to let people know. And social media is a platform now. Twitter is a platform where it is so easy to let Panos Pavlakis know if you're happy or not with the way things are going.
Well, I was at work on Saturday, and I had to have my phone under the counter in the pub. There were that many expletives coming through on it. And I don't, you know, it's just, like I say, more constructive criticism would be better. But that's just, you know, from Adrian says, "Well, great oracle, he never saw it coming."
He certainly never, Well, I think he was more than half cut anyway, so he wouldn't have seen it coming anyway. But.
Yeah. So yes, the backlash is. Don't know. I understand everybody's frustrations as well. Because, you know, you're frustrated yourself.
You can't not feel the frustration, because I certainly feel it. I'm sure we all feel the frustration. But you know.
You see,
tweeting Panos and swearing at him, telling him to get out of the club and go back home or whatever.
We don't get any of that foulness on here at all, thankfully. Right? Okay.
Well, I think Panos started viewing the show last week, didn't he? But, and nobody in the 10 minutes he was watching, I never saw anybody put anything detrimental against what exactly. You know, nobody said anything detrimental against him then. So.
Right. TA are not suggested stupid. No. Last three managers started to play people out of position. I don't think we've been playing people out of position. It's just that I don't think it's the system that we're playing is that we can't handle it.
It's obviously not getting the best out of the players. That is your job as a manager, to get the best out of the players that you've got available. Now. He is obviously not doing that. Whether we're playing, he started with 4-5-1, and then it was a couple, 4-4-2 occasionally, and then he threw a few people forward when we were getting beat, and now we've gone 3-5-2 and all that. So he's tried a lot of different systems, but whatever system he's using, it's not. It's not getting the best out of him.
Daz says, has the previous manager's name been mentioned yet? No, Daz, we've spoken briefly about the subject, but not actually said his name. So, Chris, Mr. Brown was thinking of having a swear box in.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a good idea.
With the word on top. And if anybody says it, then, out of us three, then it's a quid.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
Full of fun, aren't you?
Listen, if he goes to Derby, I wish him all the best. Apart from when they come to us, obviously.
Absolutely. This is worse than Clark here. At least we had Ziggy from Brian Johnson.
Yeah, but I mean, even under Clark, we had the likes of Redmond for a couple of seasons, wasn't it? And he bought Ravel Morrison and things like that. And so at least you could look at it and say, okay, at least there's somewhere where goals could come from. Honestly, with the exception of Jutkovic heading it against the keeper and it rebounding off him, when have we looked like scoring in the last two games?
Update on the under 23 games. Bristol City 1, Blues 1. So Bristol City have just scored. Stephen Cooing, I think that's how it's pronounced. When Morrison comes back and we have a back three of Shotton, Bellick and Morrison, things will improve, hopefully. I don't know what the timeline for Morrison is.
No, I don't. We know but Bellick only come back in against Cardiff.
Yeah.
It didn't appear in any of the other games, but we're not keeping clean sheets whether Bellick plays or not. Even the games we've played relatively well, we were excellent at Wolves, but we didn't keep clean sheet, and we were decent against Leeds, but lost 3-1.
Yeah,
so we're not keeping clean sheets in any game whether we're playing well or not.
And George Beasley says all our ex-loan players keep scoring against us.
Well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't help, but.
Dear. Donald Duck will save us. Thanks for that, Marcus. Andrew Cave, how many points do you think we're going to get out of the remaining fixtures? We did this almost to death last week, didn't we?
We did, yeah. We seem to be doing it every week, but
what was your prediction for the Wigan game then?
Through further.
I said we'd get 3 against the Wigan because I thought we'd have to.
But then, what was your prediction against
Cardiff? I thought
Cardiff. 1.
Well, I gave us 1. I didn't think we'd get 1. I gave us 1.
Right, okay.
Out of pure hope and optimism.
And nothing against Newcastle, Brighton. I think it was 1 Ipswich, wasn't it?
I can't remember now. I'm going to have to give us 3 now against Ipswich out of pure desperation and hope.
Really? Oh, gosh. Oh, dear me. Jason Hayward, the team will never be able to play Zola's football. We've not got the money. So top Premier teams could not play Zola's style. Quite agree with him, to be fair.
Yeah. It's been a pipe dream. I think that's the best way of saying it. It was the owner's pipe dream, and it's backfired massively. And now we are
16 games ago. You did say, "What if this backfires?"
And it has.
Dramatically.
I was going to say that.
But the one thing I didn't expect...
You are the kiss of death, aren't you?
I know I am. But the one thing I didn't expect was if it did backfire, that they'd be sticking by it. I didn't think they'd do that. I thought if they're happy to sack the manager we had for doing what he was doing, then they'd be more than happy to get rid of Zola if things weren't working out. But they're not.
That's Heinz says it's a great idea to get the swear box. Can you get one in for next week?
Yeah.
And every time the name is mentioned, then it's £1. Okay.
Does that include
it should.
The Facebook Live as well?
It should.
If somebody mentions his name on Facebook, do you have to pop in and give us a quiz?
That'd be cute and
Yeah, it would.
It'd be like the West Ham game.
We'd have enough to build another children's hospital. Never mind, just donate to it.
Like a chamber pot, will you?
Yeah.
Darryl Williams is convinced that we will go down unless we change the manager. Can't go on as we are, we know that. We've given Zola a chance and backed him, but enough is enough.
I honestly think the fans have been more than patient, more than lenient with Zola. I really do. If people might disagree with that, but I think 18 games is... From where we were to where we are now, 18 games in, I think the fans have been more than welcoming.
The pies must be really nice.
Honestly.
Martin Malloy says he don't know what he's doing, and that's the problem.
I think, yeah, well, he's I mean, in all fairness to him, he's tried different things, hasn't he? It's not like he's gone the same 11 every single week. And he's just been stubborn about it. He has tried different systems. He's tried different players, and he's tried different formations. It's just not.
And which one worked? The one against Wolves, where we reverted back to the
old style
of
football. But then, as soon as
football.
that happened, he went exactly the same for 2 home games against a playoff pushing Leeds and a relegation threatened Wigan. And that's so naive as a manager. You can't expect the same system to work away at Wolves as it does at home to Wigan. You just can't.
Okay. Chris Sheriff, it's no confidence that our last bad run there was no Don.
We said this before. We said this last week. We said it before, haven't we? The way players become so much more valuable and so much better when they're not in the team, and Donaldson's certainly one of them. When he plays, he's the first one to get stick, and when he's not playing, we desperately need him back.
Oh, Pete Taylor, if we have a swear box amongst us Blues fans, we will make enough money to tempt him back to St Andrews and enough to buy a spare Pogba.
Yeah, you would, yeah. We'd break the transfer record, yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. Pete, thanks for that, mate. That's cheered me evening up somewhat. Oh dear. Oh dear. Sean Hall, wasn't it a decent point against Cardiff? Fair play.
On the face of it, if you say, especially after the Wigan game, if you'd have offered me a point at Cardiff, I'd have snapped your hands off. So yes, it's a good point away at Cardiff. The way we got it was fortuitous, but you can't just write off. You can't just ignore the Wigan performance on the back of a lucky point away at Cardiff.
And Robert Doyle, this is worse than the early 90s when we couldn't afford the electricity for the floodlights, cold bovril and burgers dripping in cold fat.
Well, at least we ain't got cold bovril and burgers. But
seriously, them are the kinds of things that used to happen. Right, okay. Update from the game then. Goal to the Blues on 55 minutes. Lakin drills home on the angle after his early cross was cleared straight back to him. So it looks like another rebound.
Yeah. Getting good at them.
Oh, that cold Bovril. Dear
Can
me.
you say the draw's coming up shortly?
Wow.
You'd forgotten, hadn't you?
Well, no, it was just that we'd carried on and on and on, and we got so carried away in the fun and the emotion of it all. Could you imagine what it'd be like if we were top of the league?
Yeah.
Nothing much at all.
We'd have to start about midday.
Okay, eyes down looking. We are going to make the draw now. Chris will also write the draw onto
Yep, I'll let people know.
onto the shout box. There it is. I don't know what this was previously, and I'm quite worried about it. But
Fruit bowl.
Is it fruit bowl? Oh, it's got holly on it. Look, it's a
If you
Christmas
do it
one.
slower, I'll print it.
No problem.
It as we First
Give them all a very good stir. Everybody's in the hat. Oh, here we go, sir.
First winner.
And the first one is. I'll take one.
Do I read it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, read it out, yeah.
And would you like to take one, sir? There we go. That's our three.
Number one,
Winner number one, Russell Smith.
Russell.
Dun, dun, dun. Competition.
Yes.
Plus guest.
Yep.
Where do I find it? Winner number two, Lee Harwood plus guest. There we go.
Word.
Harwood plus guest.
Yes. Excuse the spelling. And winner number three. Winner number three is
Chris Brown.
Jez McDonough.
Jez McDonough. There you go. That's our three lucky winners. Thanks ever so much for sharing last week's show. Have a great night at the Tom Ross evening. Enjoy that, won't you? Enjoy that. Okay. Those people will be contacted. And are you going to be sending the tickets out, Mister? Or
I'll find out later.
okay, all right. We'll let you know by private message later how those tickets are going to get to you. Right, Steve Islock, please, Zola out. If they continue to bury their heads in the sand, we could be in Division 2 in 18 months' time, and I could honestly do believe that could happen under clueless Zola.
If we go down, he's not staying.
No.
Because, you know, as much as people want to think that the board are behind the manager, if they sack a manager when we're outside the playoffs on goal difference and we go down, he cannot stay. No way can he stay, do you know what I mean? So
Maxine Stanley says it's always the men that win the competition, it's never a woman. Well, they were all in there, sorry.
Sorry, Maxine.
Sorry, not Maxine. And Adrian's Owl said number 3 is a fix. Well, Chris Brown drew number 3
Yeah,
out, not
that
Mill.
wasn't
So that's
mine.
our hands clean on that one as far as we're concerned. Anything from the ladies this week, mister?
No, just the FA Cup game against West Brom is this Sunday coming. So that's the first game of the season. Obviously, all the players that have been on international duty with England will be back. So it'd be good to see the first run out of all the new signings against West Brom. Hopefully, in which will be route to the quarterfinals.
Ooh, and where would that be held at?
Take no notice.
There you go. It proves that we have telecommunications in the studio. So when was that? Sorry, when's the game?
Sunday.
This Sunday.
Yes,
at
this
Solihull
Sunday.
Moors.
At Solihull Moors at 2
Okay.
o'clock.
Do you know what the entrance is?
£6-ish.
Okay.
I think
That's
for
not busy.
adults. Yeah. So if we could be great to see a good crowd in what is a local derby, obviously. So in an FA Cup match, so it'll be good to get a decent crowd there. First game of the season and progress to the quarterfinals.
£6, fantastic. Isn't it? Wow. Ooh.
Okay, going back to the situation that we're in then, George Ellis says the damage has been done, sorry, but we're on a downward spiral and I can't see it ending. Love our club, but the manager and the players are clueless.
All I'd say is it's the same players that were outside the playoffs on goal difference in middle of December.
Two or three.
So the players haven't played well enough. There's certainly no doubt about that. But the main contributing factor for me is the manager.
Good call here from James Mahon. To be honest, good manager or bad manager, we're Blues and we all stick together as team through thick and thin.
And we have been,
Yeah.
and we will continue to be.
Yeah. Claire Louise Magister, get Zola out and bring a certain individual back. I will put £10 in your swear box, but they should not have got rid of him. Get Zola out. So there's a lot of people that want this, and I don't know. Do you think it's dangerous for the club not to listen?
Asking for him back is pointless now because
It's not going to happen.
He's off to Derby, isn't he? Let's face it. He's going to Derby.
It's his beloved.
It's the job.
He lives around the corner.
Realistically, you think about what he's. We won't dwell on it for too long, but you think about what involvement he's got with that club, right? Even if he did speak to them when he was with us, he turned them down. He's played for them longer than he played for us. He lives there. He's got a massive affiliation with the club. He'll go there now. But when he was at us, he turned them down for us. So whatever you think about him, that's the reality of what happened. But he will go there now, and I think he'll be a success. If they give him time, if they give him a full season or next season, then
he's probably having his little name tag printed for the door right now as we speak.
Almost certainly, yeah, probably.
Nice Pritchard, call everyone wanting Zola to do well, but it just ain't happening. Surely the club can see that. This is what I'm quite worried about. Is that they're not?
I honestly do think he's right. The fans were behind him.
Yeah.
As much as they were angry,
yes,
and annoyed at the decision.
If this had been the other way round,
and bemused at the decision,
we wouldn't be talking swear boxes,
exactly. But I think they were behind him. The fans have been behind him. They've been willing to back him. But he hasn't given them any reason. We go back to the word which we said right at the start, trust. Somebody said we've got to trust him. Can't trust him.
Shane says, I wanted it to work. I said it would in time, but he has to go now.
I agree.
So there's a change of heart there. Mark One, if we sack Zola, who comes in and what does he do in 9 games? Difficult one, isn't it?
He goes back to. It makes us tries to. Any new manager that comes in now would if they had anything about them, would say we go back to basics. We become hard to beat. We become what Burton and Blackburn and all those teams down the doing about.
So Blackburn were tippy tappy football.
Yeah,
we get back to.
But you know what? We sort of have done that now.
Stopping teams play.
He's tried to do that. He's sort of trying to do that now.
It's not the team,
and we're still not playing well.
Steve Hislop, this is without a doubt the worst football since Sullivan sold us down the river, and we've had several managers since then, some of whom have been hated, but would take any of them with open arms to Zola, who has no idea how to manage English football.
Yeah. And it's the lack of connection with the fans as well. He doesn't help himself. After the QPR game and the week, he wanders over to the centre circle, shakes the ref's hands in pocket, head down, and walks off. That's really not. It's not the way you do things. Even if you've lost, you applaud the tilt and you applaud the cop. You make yourself
absolutely.
You make yourself seen that you actually appreciate the support. And like I said, I think we absolutely have given Zola the backing. I honestly do believe that. But
Dean Lemmer says, I hate to say it, but I've seen more life watching The Walking Dead.
It's on tonight, apparently.
Is it?
After us, though.
Many other
don't switch off.
Quality programmes on this evening as well at the same time.
True.
Forget the past, please. Let's move forward. Zola has had an enormous honeymoon, and it is time, and it is still time for divorce. From Kev Kelly.
Yeah, it is time for. I think it is. Yeah. I have to agree.
And James Mann says Zola isn't going to walk out because if he gets sacked, he's got a £3 million.
Exactly.
This is where football's wrong.
We mentioned that earlier. Have you got that much self-pride in you that you are happy to? Come on. 2 in 18. He knows that it's not playing. He knows it's not working.
He
knows
many
it's not
people here offering the money. To be honest with you.
Well, yeah, but it's obvious. It's obvious it's not working. So how much pride do you have? Do you have enough self-pride to leave 3 million behind?
Great call here from Paul Gill. Blues are a side that are renowned for being battlers and not pretty football. We need to get that back and grind out a couple of results and get the confidence back.
Yeah, we done half.
We don't know.
The Gary Road swear box will cover that 3 million.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a quid
So
from
big
you, by the way. You
yeah.
just said it.
Oh, crikey, I did it.
Out loud.
Sean Hall, I'm building a pub shed, a bit of a shrine to BCFC and two-tone. Any Tilton Talk signs going, please? Can we
Can we get him a sign?
Organise him a sign for his pub?
from the pounding.
Oh, okay.
By the way.
Oh, have you sinned?
Accidentally.
He said the words. Who was it?
Sean Hall, I'm building a pub shed, a bit of a shrine to BCFC and two-tone. Any Tilton Talk signs going? Please. Thumbs up, thumbs up.
Signs. In what way?
A sign with...
Sign? T-shirts? Would
Oh,
you
yeah,
accept
I've got
T-shirts?
loads, yeah, tell me what you want. Yeah, we'll get something sorted.
Okay,
Yeah.
if you get in touch, Sean, with Chris, either through the Tilton Talk page or
just message me. Yeah,
message.
yeah,
Are you on friends lists? Are you? Yeah.
Yeah, if you search for me, Chris Brown, I'm
there you go.
quite famous.
The quite famous Chris Brown. Mark one again. Who comes in? Please give us a name. So easy to sack, but harder to find a replacement. Yeah. So, if it was to happen, what would Mr. Fun's ideal manager be?
Right now, where we are now, I don't particularly like him as a manager.
Yeah.
I don't really think I like him as a person. He seems way too obnoxious for me. But right now, to get us out of it, I think Nigel Pearson.
Right.
Out of work, come in and just make us hard to
He's not
beat
been back
again.
in work since he left the
No, he
job,
was
has
at Derby. He was at Derby at the start of the season.
Oh, yes, he was.
Yeah, he was,
Yeah.
Pardew, I don't think would come.
Well, he's been seen up north anyway, hasn't he?
Mark Warburton, I think, is being linked with the Norwich job now and the Nottingham Forest job. So
Keeps
I
coming
don't.
up, Mark Warburton, doesn't it? Mark.
I mean, Mark Warburton. I like Mark Warburton,
Big, yeah.
but if right now, if he's got Norwich, Forest, I mean, Forest are in our boat.
Yeah.
You know, Forest are in trouble as well. But I think if Norwich is available for him, there's certainly a bigger prospect than us right now.
Thanks, Maxine Stanley. Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0. A little update on that one. And I'll have a look at the Blues under 23 game again in a minute and give you an update on that one. Maxine also says, I'll give Zola his bus fare to go. Zola is laughing all the way to the bank. This is the problem with modern football and how it's all set up. Dean Williams, get Pearson in now. We need a lift.
Yeah, I think he would give us a lift. You know, like I'm not a massive fan of his per se, but right now where we are, I think he would give us a lift, and he'd give us that new manager uplift that we need.
Chris Redding, Pearson for me too. Warren Wazzer, I'd love Smith from Brentford.
Yeah, I mean Dean Smith, he's a Blues. You know, he's got connections with Blues as well.
Yeah.
And he's done well at Brentford. He did well at Walsall. He did excellent at Walsall. Maybe longer term though. You know, so maybe you say give it Pearson till just keep us up until the end of the season.
Yeah. Steady the ship,
and then assess the situation then.
Yeah.
Brian Johnson also agrees Pearson would sort them out. Jasper Carrot from Dan Jones, thanks for that one. Daniel Tallis, Pearson or Pardew for me. Paul Lydon, Pearson, the man who can do it all day long. Alan Kirbishley from Steve Kimberley. Dave Twine, Hodgson till the end of the season.
No chance. Absolutely no chance.
No. Imagine Barry Fry with a 12 million transfer kitty.
Yeah, he's got the transfer window now, though, hasn't he?
That's 12 Ricciotto, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
Malky McKay, Steve Portman.
No, definitely not.
No, Brett Stanley in Capitals, not Roy Hodgson. Sorry for shouting. Keep right on.
Mr. Pugh for the job.
Keep shouting, mate.
Mr. Pugh for the job.
There you
Cool,
go. Billy Davis from Steve Quinn.
No, I don't think so. Out of work for quite a while now.
Yeah. And Dean Smith has strong links to the other side, actually, gents. Have that on a very good authority. However, it's irrelevant if we pay him a wage. He would give us his all money.
That's true, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for
I
that,
thought he
Sam.
had links with us, but maybe.
Yeah. Good call from James Mann. Would Pearson actually go to us?
I think so.
I think if the money's... I do.
Yeah, I do.
I do. I think
I think it'd be a job he'd like.
he's got a
relish.
reputation. I think he's a man that backs himself.
Yeah.
You know, certainly in the interviews that we've seen with him, I think he's got a lot of self-confidence, and that's taken a little bit of a hit.
And come on, if anybody keeps us up, they're going to be a hero.
Yeah, well, yeah, they are. They are.
Whoever it is.
They are, and
Yeah.
they're certainly going to get the backing next season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he would. I think he'd like to get back into work after being sacked by Leicester and Derby. So.
And we do know the management listen.
I think I've seen
and
Paul
watch our
taking
show,
Noel
so-
Blake's name
Occasionally,
as well.
We have.
Yeah, well, they're two guys that obviously
Yeah.
Noel has more management experience than Paul, but yeah.
We're only making plans for Nigel.
Right.
Nice one. Chris Coleman, Dan Jones.
Chris Coleman's a manager I like.
He wouldn't
but
leave the job
you-
he's in there, would he?
You're asking him to leave a job where he's secure
Yeah.
and he's loved
Yeah.
to come in for us with 9 games left to keep us up. That's why I think it's difficult to get somebody out of work. Why I didn't mention Dean Smith.
James, what are your thoughts in the studio about the management at the moment? Well, that's pretty much all we've spoken about all night, isn't it?
Well, do you mean Zola or the
That's the management.
or the owners?
Let's go for the management.
The management, it has to change for me. I just cannot see it turning round.
No.
Hibs manager, Andrew Roberts.
Hibs.
Hibs manager? Who's the
Who's the
Hibs
Hibs
manager?
manager?
Don't know.
No.
I don't know.
It was Stubbs, wasn't
Oh,
it?
Dan Jones, he says I'm Welsh and he is leaving the Welsh Post.
Oh, right, okay.
Can't
I mean,
imagine.
if it was in the summer, and you said you've got the summer to work with those players now, I'd certainly take him. I think he did an excellent job with Wales.
Nigel Adkins from Kev Kelly?
No, I can't see that.
No, nor me.
Derek McInnes
Ranieri.
has done an excellent job with Aberdeen.
Yeah. And Ranieri, he's free.
Yeah, well, we said Ranieri earlier. And Neil Lennon he's at Hibs now. I think he's only just gone to Hibs, but
And Daz Hines wants Zola. Silence ascended upon the studio within a split second.
I've got nothing to say.
Sam's shortlist would be Mark Warburton and Phil Parkinson. Yeah, good.
I like Chris Wilder.
Chris Wilder,
Chris
yeah,
Wilder
cool.
did an excellent job with Northampton, and he looks like he's taking Sheffield United up now. He has done a really good job with his last couple of clubs. He's a really good up and coming manager. Yeah, that's a good shout.
Adrian said, so if Zola keeps us up, will he be a hero, Chris?
Not a
Brown?
hero.
No,
No,
I don't think he will.
No, not a hero.
No, I don't think he
I
will.
think he's had chance to be a hero.
He's resided over. He will have resided over 5 months then, and he's taken us from the edge of playoffs to staying up, which is a drop, isn't it? You know, whereas if a new manager comes in now, he's taken us from relegation dogfight and he's made us stay up.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
there's a different
And I suppose
element to
quite
it.
a good call here from Dennis as well. Why talk about other managers when it's clear he's not going anywhere? He's not getting sacked.
How is it clear? How can you say it's clear? If we go
not clear.
if we don't pick up any points in the next 4 games, how is it clear he's not going anywhere? Because he's not. You know, that's not clear at all.
No.
You can't say in football that it's clear he's not going anywhere.
Ray says Noel Blake, Jono, Devs were sorting out with Broadhurst helping out.
There's obviously a Blues connection, you know, and that is, from a fan's perspective, there'd be nothing sweeter than to see a management team like that.
No. I think the next appointment is going to be a fan's appointment. I really do.
Do you?
I do, yeah.
Lennon,
It's gonna
ex-Bolton
be.
from Andrew Roberts. No.
Yeah, well,
Would you?
he's the one at Hibs now. I wouldn't
No,
personally, but
I wouldn't want that one. No.
No.
And as Adam says,
Sin Daniel Tallis comment.
no, go on.
Would you take staying up by 1 point, but we beat Villa?
No.
Well, I can see us staying up by 1 point. I'll be honest with you, and it might be the one that we got Saturday.
That is a reality now that it is coming down to the wire.
So yeah, I'd take both.
Yeah,
Staying up with by 1 point and beating them.
because we might stay up.
He still
we
wouldn't
might
be-
stay up by 1 point and lose to them. So if that's the offer, then yeah, you probably will take that.
Yeah, but he still wouldn't be a hero. He would not be a hero. Yes, there would be elation in the crowd. Of course, there would, because it's Blues and we care so
I
very
mean,
much.
you look to see I just mentioned the connection with the fans. How he does seem to be completely absent from everything. How do you get yourself up for a derby?
How do you what, sorry?
How does he get that team up for a derby of that magnitude? What it could be, that derby could be absolutely pivotal for us.
Yeah.
How does he get that team up? How does he know what it means to the fans? Has he shown us anything in 18 games to suggest that he really understands how much that game means?
Yeah, he has worn a blue scarf.
Surely.
He did on the Leeds game. A blue scarf. It wasn't a blue scarf. It changed from the like.
Okay, so you walk into the club shop and you pick up a blue scarf.
No, it wasn't a blue scarf. It was just a blue.
It was just a blue scarf.
Just blue. Oh,
it was a blue one.
So you walk into Debenhams and pick up a scarf. Other high store shops are available, but Joe, how does he really get those players up for that game when he hasn't shown us anything? Really, in 18 games, that suggests, apart from celebrating at the end of the Wolves game, has he really shown us anything that shows that he knows how much that derby means?
Yeah,
not sure.
It means an awful lot more now, doesn't it?
Well, it could mean survival.
They've leapfrogged us.
Well, yeah,
all season we've been above them.
But it was going to happen, wasn't it? You can't spend that much money, and they've bought in decent players. They haven't bought in rubbish. It was always going to come together at some point.
Steve Kimberley, Sean Dyche from Burnley, worth a punt.
Oh well, yeah, obviously. How's Sean Dyche leaving a mid-table Burnley to come to us?
Yeah.
Honestly, you'd love someone like Sean Dyche, but no way is he coming to us.
It's not going to.
When is Morrison back? The answer to that we don't know at this present point in time. We do know that Donaldson's playing in this under-23 game tonight, which is still currently Birmingham 2, Bristol City 1. And reading the tweets that are coming through, it looks like we're playing okay as well. But the Don is on the edge. Will it make a difference? I don't know. We don't know. Can he adapt and fit into this style of football? Well, he scored one tonight. He scored one the other day. Are the under-23s playing the same style of football? We don't know. That's the thing, you see.
Yeah. And it is different. I mean, as much as the under-23s, the games, that they are important for players' development. Obviously, Donaldson doesn't need developing. He's in his 30s. He's not going to get any better as a player. And it's completely different going from that to coming into a massive 6-point relegation battles, which are coming up now. So.
Just going back to your earlier comments about them from up the road, as a player, do you need motivating for that game?
You shouldn't.
As a player, because you've got the likes of Donaldson in there. You'll have the likes of.
Obviously, you've got Gardner. Gardner knows what it means.
Yeah.
But then you worry certainly with Gardner, you worry that he goes over the top.
Yeah.
And it boils over. But
what does a Dion Dublin or something?
Well, but he lost it at Preston a little bit, and that's the worry certainly there. But you want players like that in your team in those games. And if we are going to go back to fighting and battling and being hard to beat, then that's the sort of game where, especially at their place as well, that's the sort of game you want the Wolves set up with Davis, Gardner, Tesha, that midfield, and Clifton Bell. You want that in that sort of game where you're going to get battered. Really, the way Villa are playing, they're going to come at us full of confidence and go right for the jugular, especially if we're in the same position.
That's as long as the possibility that games go well and ours don't over the next 3 weeks.
Well, but the possibility that game comes around and they can drill another nail into our coffin.
Yeah, Pete Taylor says David Davis will beat the Villa by himself.
Well, yeah, but that David Davis is certainly one that has shown he is a massive game player. So,
do you want to bet in on that one?
Just as my mate at work keeps saying, when we play the Villa, that will be the day we go down. Something I can't even think.
Could you imagine it?
You can't. I don't even want to think about that. Going, them sending us down at their place by beating us.
Yeah. Adam Chambers, first time I've watched this. Top stuff, is it every Monday night? Yes, it is, and it has been for the last 5 years, but we've only done Facebook Live, over the last, sort of 6 months or so? About 6 months or so, maybe. But, every Monday, 7:30 through till 9, Adam.
Tell your friends, share away.
Can you remember when we used to have a half-time?
Yeah,
because
we couldn't think of enough to talk about.
5-10 minute break.
We used to have a half-time, but what can we talk about? Let's talk about
you used to play all that naff music, didn't you? Because you weren't licensed to play anything decent.
Half-time, oh my life.
Marco Silva from Hull is available at the end of the season. He'll be good to replace
if they stay up, he might not be available because he might stay on there, but...
and Pete Taylor says when he started watching to see the horse.
Yeah.
Still missing.
Still waiting.
Any minute now he's due in.
Can we bring a horse's head in?
We'll get it.
Perhaps?
We'll get the horse in.
Yeah, okay, good. Right. All season, it hasn't mattered about Blues versus Villa, and that game for us is the bragging rights. It's about all the games throughout the season.
Yeah.
But that game, James, is
but it has become. Do you know what? The next 9 games are finals now.
Yeah.
So that game is one of those games.
Unless we can do an incredible feat and pick up, 6 points, 9 points quickly.
Yeah, and then you're more relaxed going into that game. But it does feel like every game. Not just that. He's right, because that game shouldn't take any more precedent over Rotherham away. Or Burton at home. That it shouldn't, because
that's going to be a massive game.
Every game is now 9 points. So.
Who's your next guest? Tony Want, please. I'd love to get Tony Want in, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, Tony Want.
I don't know where Tony Want is nowadays.
No.
Do you?
No, I don't.
No.
I'll find out.
2 weeks should be the Blues ladies.
Daz Hines says, which is more likely, me coming in or the horse? I think it's you, Daz.
Yeah, you definitely. Hold on. We need to win. We need to win for Daz to come in.
I'll tell you what, we'll try and get him in on the last show of this.
And Daniel Tullis says, can't you boys get on Made in Birmingham TV?
Who?
Competition, aren't they? Are they competition?
Do you have to pay to get Made in Birmingham TV?
No, I think it's it's free.
Oh, is it free? Yeah. Is it?
Yeah. It's free.
Somebody writes Made in Birmingham too. Who was it who made the comment?
And they do some good shows, apparently.
Who wanted the song? Dean Lomas, Jeff Horsfield for manager if he turns up.
Yes. If Jeff Horsfield turns up, we'll donate something to his charity. There we go. It's gone quiet there.
Who was the guy who said, can we get on Made in Birmingham too?
I'll find it for you in a second.
Oh, right, I think I've got that quickly.
I've lost it.
Chris, to be honest with you.
Sorry.
Steve Kimberley said, I think the horse is on his way to Cheltenham.
Oh, I like that.
Very good, very good.
Tony plays snooker against my mate. There you go, Dave.
Dave Twine's the man you want to talk about.
Get in touch.
Dave Twine, Tony plays snooker against my mate.
Right, and Dan says Tom Ross has a show on Made in Birmingham as well. Yeah,
come on, we're better than Tom Ross.
Sounds like he's used the potatoes as a
Well, what's Tom Ross got apart from 40 years worth of broadcasting experience
and a brilliant
I can't even say broadcasting.
Yeah.
Everybody writes to Made in Birmingham TV saying they want the Tilton Talk Show on.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good thought.
And we want to get paid.
I don't mind about that. What's Tom's on? Tom's on a Friday night.
Brilliant.
We could do the Monday night.
Yeah. Brilliant tip from Brian Johnson. Tilton Talk Show is like an Alcoholics Anonymous for blues fans. We have to stand up supporting the blues.
That's true. Yeah.
So true, ladies. Yeah. So true.
Confess our sins for the.
Why is it? In the last 15 minutes, the comedy always tends to go up.
Yeah.
Like, we always tend to get it's all dead serious to start with.
I think by then everybody's fed up. Serious.
The fed up of me being miserable for an hour.
Right.
How many points are we going to get for the rest of the season? We're saying about 8.
You're hoping.
I'm
really hoping 8.
Yeah.
8. What are we on? 50, 44 now?
Thanks, Maxine. Chelsea 0, Man United 0 half time. Thanks for keeping us updated on that game. Yeah.
So if we're on 44, 8 gets us to 52, which
is safe, isn't it?
Oh, it should be. Should be safe.
Bottom 2 look like they're probably gone now.
So there's still one left. There still leaves one.
Imagine it being us or the Dingoes on the last day of the season.
Yeah. I mean, it could be us, the Dingoes, or Forest.
Yeah,
it could be. Or Burton. There could be 4 Midlands teams in for one place.
Made in Birmingham is like watching a show from the 70s, apparently.
Is it?
Oh. Is this
Soon
one
go,
better?
there we go.
Is this
It
one
flares
better
out.
then? Is this one better, Gary?
course it's
Thanks,
better.
Dave Twine. This programme is better than watching the Blues.
More action.
Dear Alison Shilton says she doesn't think we'll get
You know
any.
what, Alison is even more pessimistic than me.
She would like to
we'll, have
see
to
it.
we'll have to get Alison in one week. It'll make me look incredibly positive.
We'll have the Alison and Chris Pugh show.
Here we go then, guys, into the last 12, 13, 14 minutes or so. Let's push the boat out and have your predictions for the game on Saturday. Birmingham City versus Newcastle. Mr. Pugh.
We ain't going to win, are we?
0-2.
So you're all saying Newcastle will beat us 2-0
Yeah.
on our own patch?
Yeah.
At Fortress St Andrews?
Fortress St Andrew.
Remember that,
Mr.
Fortress
Brown.
St. I'm going to go for a thrashing. I am. I think we might nick a goal, but I'll go for a 4-1.
You're saying 4-1.
Sorry.
4-1.
James Mann 4-1 Newcastle. Gregory Beasley 0-3.
1-1. Dwight Gale doesn't play like the FA Cup.
10-0 Newcastle.
10-0.
1-3.
Brian Johnson, Newcastle. 2 Blues 0 from Maxine.
Yeah, it's not
4-0
looking good,
from
is it?
Alison.
Alison obviously going.
Gary hopefully a draw with his
Well, I tell you what, you're praying
blue
for
prayer
time,
hands
yeah.
there. Did you see them?
Yeah.
1-1, never back us to lose. Good on
I'm
you,
not
Warren.
backing us, but
Newcastle 3-0, Mick James 4-0, new manager appointed following week.
Yeah,
not a bad shout.
I'm going 2-1 to the Blues.
Of course you are.
Of course I am. How could I not?
Of course you are.
See how good I am at Super 6?
How did you do this, mate?
Okay,
moving on.
Let's talk.
Am I still outside the top 10? I didn't.
I think
look.
I think you're 11th now.
Am I? Right, okay.
Oh dear me! I think I got. I think I might have got 2 points. I'm not sure. Not too sure. But
Yeah,
didn't do very
I had
well.
a very low one as well this week.
5-0 Blues, 1-0 Blues. Take a
5-0
draw. Yes,
Blues?
I think we'd all take a draw. 3-0 Newcastle. I think that would do regarding Zola. He will walk before the board sack him.
Dean Williams says take a draw. Yeah, I think you're
All
probably
day.
right there.
Cusack
Joe.
to score 1-0 to the Blues by the look of that. Don't be so glum, Marcus Williams.
Must be talking about you,
and
Chris.
Brett Stanley about Derby. Well, I'm not interested in Derby.
No. Newcastle are a better away side. They are the
They are.
away side. They've got
They
the
are.
best away form this season. And,
They are.
You know, if realist, you got to think their last 3 away games were Brighton, Huddersfield, and Reading.
Yeah.
And they got 7 out of 9 against them.
Brighton Mourn,
It's gonna take
Newcastle free taxi for Zola. Leonard, even Australia is saying that
Oh,
win.
no
we're gonna win
confidence
2-0.
flowing from
love it,
down
Leonard.
under.
Love it, Leonard. You keep that up, my good man. Keep that up.
Is that all our
That's a win.
Australian
That's,
friend?
oh, he's saying
Yeah.
Newcastle win. Oh.
Yeah, Newcastle too. No.
Oh. I don't think we'll get a goal against Newcastle, says James. Well,
It's a massive ask.
and Alison's asking which planet am I on?
It is a huge ask. Like I say, they've got a brilliant.
Look at this,
away
though, Marcus
record.
Williams. Newcastle have been dodgy recently. We've got this.
Dodgy. They've just got 7 points from 9 away
Yeah,
at
they lost at home, didn't
Brighton.
they?
Away at Brighton, Huddersfield, and Reading. Three of the toughest away games they'll have all season. And they got 7 points.
And can I say hello to my husband Nick? This is from Maxine Stanley and daughter Emily. My
Emily.
husband Nick. So I think her husband's name is Nick. We tried to
Yeah.
decipher this last week, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we had this.
Yeah. So hello to your
Shout
husband
out
Nick,
to
and
them, yeah.
also to your daughter.
I think James Mann wanted a shout out
Emily.
as well earlier.
All right,
We've
you
been
can do that one
mentioning
then.
his comments.
Like I said, they go so fast, Chris. It's very
Yeah,
difficult to
I know.
keep up with it. Yeah, go for it.
Here's a good one. I'm going with 2 shots off the woodwork, lose by at least 2 goals, and Zola saying we deserved more in the post-match
Oh,
interview.
how much for
With a
that?
cold Bovril.
20-1, I'll give you. I like
Wearing your
that.
scarf.
Yeah,
Gotta be.
George Task, a good point. They'll want a response from losing
they
to
will.
Fulham.
Yeah, they will, definitely.
Adrian Harris, it's my birthday. Is that today, Adrian? If it is, happy birthday to you.
Birthday.
Happy
Many
birthday,
happy
Adrian.
Returns. Newcastle could be another Bournemouth. I'm not liking the look of that one.
No.
But you joke about it. If we went 2-0 down early, it really could get toxic, couldn't it? You know, and you think we're playing with no confidence. If we concede a couple early on, it could get nasty. That actually, yeah.
You can't see a win at all. You can't see a draw.
I just can't see it.
No.
No. Lee Harwood says, thanks. He's never won anything in his life, so thanks for the Tom Ross tickets. There you go.
That was an absolute pleasure. Thanks for sharing the programme, my friend. That's what it was all about.
Yeah.
You did us a favour by publicising the show, and your name was in the pot.
I think we'll do another one of those
One
in a couple of weeks'
Ferris
time, with another share show.
Yeah, we've got a Chinese calendar hanging up on the wall from the Lantern House.
We have, yes.
We could do that.
Show from the Lantern House.
Is there a
We
menu
could
on
do
there?
the show from there.
Is it a good Chinese, Chris?
Oh, it's fantastic, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, 14 years I've been going there now.
Oh.
Really good, yeah. Well recommended.
Feeling outside broadcast coming on. Fulham beat Newcastle, so if we go out with the same attitude as when we beat Wolves, then we stand a chance from Mandy Irvine. I agree with you, Mandy.
I like your positivity, but it's a completely different game. It's Fulham are playing with confidence and we're not.
And James again says we were in for a good thrashing on Saturday. Let's get ready.
Yeah.
Oh dear. 4-0. Chris Brown shared it that I saw. Cheers, Chris.
No problem.
Okay. On the 90th minute, then O'Keefe goes very close. It's still Blues 2, Bristol 1 in the Donaldson comeback game. I think that'll probably be the last under 23s he takes part in.
I imagine
think
so.
he'll be off the bench. I think he'll be on the bench at Newcastle.
Yeah.
For the Newcastle game. Yes, sir.
Some of you may remember the Made in Brum flag from a season and a half, 2 seasons ago. Where I don't think I can repeat what it says on it, but
it's yes,
destroyed in.
Destroyed in.
Was it that one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. If anybody fancies that and wants to donate to charity, the Children's Hospital, let us know and you can have that. Give us a high.
Can we auction it next week? Live?
We can auction it next week. Yeah.
Should we do that?
Yeah.
Okay, if
Is
anybody
everybody
fancies
happy
it.
with that?
A piece of
It's
history.
the original and only. Actually.
The one and only.
Didn't we have the bloke who actually made it come in here once? I think we did.
I can't remember.
I think you did. The bloke who made it came in here with Paul Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So, if you want it, tune
So
in
we're
next
going to
week.
auction the Made in Brum flag next week.
Could do, yeah.
Okay. Could we start advertising that on the wall as soon as possible? And
Okay.
but the only way that you will be able to win it is if you've not only bid for it, but also shared the show.
Good idea.
You share the show, you're entitled to bid. You don't share the show, you're out.
You're out.
On your ear.
On your ear.
Gregory wants the box again.
Yeah.
People are talking to their people.
Unfortunately,
That's going to be like, it's the hope that kills.
I know, yeah.
Hashtag arts of people are talking to their people.
It's a politician's reply, isn't it? People are talking to their people.
I must say, for all the negativity,
We would
you
talk.
laughed more tonight than you have done on any other show previously, ever.
It's the hope that kills you.
It's the hope that kills you. What a great saying that was. We need the guy who
Was it Kevin? Or Paul? Was it Paul Gill?
It might have been Kevin, actually.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we need
Paul
to
or
credit
Kevin,
it. We
I
do
think,
need to
yeah.
credit it because it wasn't ours. So
No.
Yeah.
it's the hope that kills you. Brilliant. Keep right on. Get Pearson in now before it's too late. George Ellis. I think it probably is too late to get Pearson in now, and I can't see anything happening certainly until the end of the season, unless we do get thrashed on Saturday and the fans revolt.
Yeah.
Because fan power will talk. Our people are talking to their people. I love the last 15 minutes of these shows. They just get funnier and funnier, don't they? Mr. Fun, you're playing a blinder from Adrian Harris. Well done.
Okay, pleasure. Always a joy.
What I want to do, though, is I really want to see Birmingham beat Newcastle so that we can get you back to your down, beaten, trodden, miserable self next week.
Why do we have to go and beat Newcastle? Yeah.
Oh dear. Kev Kelly, I sent the graphic to Chris too.
I did see that. That was a good
If
one.
you saw that
Thank
little
you.
montage of video that I
Yeah.
put up, it's on there. So, yeah.
Funny, absolutely funny. I'm just loving the people are talking to their people hashtag as well. Brilliant. Oh gosh. Get the drinks out. Yeah, too right. I don't know.
Mr. Fun, you're playing a blinder, says Adrian Harris.
Yeah.
I think here we go. Let's hope the business should auction why plane ticket for
Paul
anywhere.
Gill says he did the meme for it. So
Yeah.
well done,
Oh,
Paul,
yeah.
thanks.
Oh, yes, he did, yeah.
Mr. Full-on laughing us tonight.
I feel like it, yeah. It's the only way. I get
90
the laugh.
plus 5 goal in the under 23 games. It's Bristol City 2, Blues 2.
Unbelievable. Brilliant.
Bet we were.
I mean,
honestly,
honestly,
we were playing the Christmas
can you
tree
catch your
formation.
breath? 90 plus 5, and we can't even win the 23.
I bet we were playing the Christmas tree formation.
We're at 3 at the back. Oh,
Daz Hines is definitely using both those hashtags on his status after the show. Well done. And races, I think we've got to get over the safety line, and some of the board will make a decision whether he stays or not. Yeah, but it's getting over that safety line, and it's looking, it's looking like, instead of looking like we're looking now and summer's ahead of us, it's almost like October where it's starting to drizzle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
James's first time in Tilton Talk, and he's had a great time. Come back next week, my friend, and don't forget to share the show next week and be in a chance with being able to bid for that one and only Made in Brum flag.
Which I'm going to put
We'll
up
have
in
to
2
do that
minutes.
one.
If you hold on for 2 minutes, I'll put it up on the.
There's a message from Paul Hipkiss there. All-time Blues 1 to 11. We'll have to do that next week.
That'll be brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. If we can do a 1 to 11 next.
But the thing is, our generation have obviously got an advantage over you because, like, we remember Roger Hines and
put it down to the Facebook as well.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their say. So
Daz Hines, there people are talking to their people. Hashtagged a great show as always, lads. Been a good laugh as always. Well, that's what we're here for, trying to cheer you up. And
in these miserable
these are called the joys in amongst the sorrows, aren't they? Really?
Oh, there's a couple from time to time. Yeah.
On A Miracle of Science, you'll see the photograph of the flag.
We will do that next week rather than spend the last 2 minutes doing that. We will do it next week. Okay, get a poll going. Could we get a poll going?
Yeah, I think you can on the Facebook.
You can.
Yeah, of course.
So if we put 3 keepers up, and people have to, what do we need? 11.
11.
So we got 90 minutes, 11 players. So if we give each vote about 7 minutes, if we give each vote 5 minutes,
yeah,
and then we can pick a 1 to 11. Then can't we?
Full time in the Bristol City game ended unsurprisingly 2-2. Chelsea 1, Man United 0. That's just come through from Maxine. Thanks ever so much for that one.
Maxine's on the ball with the scores.
Right, okay. Last couple of minutes then. How should we spend it?
Weeping desperately into. Look, it's going to be massive. You can't imagine a way in which we come back from going down. That's the thing. It's if we went down, how do you even
after looking down at them all year?
Well, forget them.
No,
forget them. But
it's in amongst it, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're like mind the gap all season, and then all of a sudden,
so it's
got a ladder.
But it's obviously you don't want to think about it, but it's a realistic possibility now. So every game is a cup final, and that's it from now on. You've got to fight and scrap for everything. You got to forget everything that you've tried to do.
Yeah.
Have we got the players to fight and scrap for everything?
Yeah, I think we do.
We haven't got the system.
And do we have the manager to set us up that way?
I like it when everybody's like interviewed him and they say, "Well, he's a nice man."
Yeah.
What do you want? A nice man?
Everybody said he's a nice man.
Manager.
Everybody in football says he's a nice man, but his managerial history doesn't suggest that.
Shame, really. Anyway, well, it's a big old week. It's Newcastle on Saturday. Not many of us have predicted that Blues might even come out and scrape something out of that one.
No.
Time will tell. We'll obviously have to wait and see. Thanks to all the lovely people out there for the comments all night long.
Gregory wants an early start next week. 7 o'clock start next Monday, please.
Do you?
It's not going to be far
Mr.
away.
Face replaces Zola, and Pete Taylor says, "I'm sure Hitler was great at parties." I don't know what that quite
Some
means.
cracking. I remember some cracking ones.
Yeah, as I say, big game on Saturday. It's not going to be easy. Obviously, we do understand that. I mean, Newcastle, as you say, the best away team in the division.
Yeah.
By a country mile. And they're coming to lowly old St Andrews, which is a little bit down on its haunches at the moment.
Yeah.
Can we pull a miracle off? I don't know. It would be good to be sitting here next Sunday just to see you back to your normal, miserable self. Listen, lovely. Thanks ever so much. Next week we will do the all-time favourite 11, and we'll probably put a poll up on
Yeah.
Every week,
Yeah.
every week about something random. Your favourite pie, maybe? Who knows?
Oh, that'd get a lot of votes.
You know.
I got a feeling that'd be a popular one.
How many
with
different
this
pies are
audience.
there?
Hundreds.
Are there?
Hundreds and hundreds.
I've never had a Balti one.
Oh, I have. That's the only one I've had.
I've never
How
had-
can we end the show on
Never
you
had a
saying
Balti
that?
pie.
Never had a Balti
I've never had a
pie.
Balti
These
pie.
poor viewers have got to
Never had a
suffer
Balti
the
pie.
whole week knowing that you haven't
I suffer
never
with
had
all
a
the
Balti
additives
pie.
and stuff like that make my heart race, you see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, keep right on to the end of the road. Keep the faith, keep smiling. Don't forget Mr. Zolder's still your manager until such time as. Get behind the team.
Get behind the team.
The Blues. The team is not just the team on the playing field. It's the backroom staff. It is the manager. It is the owners, believe it or not. Get behind the team. And let's see if we can somehow pull off
I told you the
minor
chicken
miracle.
Balti pie confession had caused an uproar.
A mighty miracle.
Oh, man,
Your favourite TTS pundit.
Favourite Tilton Talk Show pundit.
Oh dear. You've got your own fan club. You're all right. You're all right up there.
I'll get them in to do the poll.
See you next week. Let's hope that I can come in next week with a smile on my face and say "told you so." We'll wait and see. Good night. Take care, and thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Good night.
Following the blues, we love you, what more can we say? Let's hear you in the car, singing our song, helping and sharing the load. It's worth the point at all, when we sing together, we're there at the end of the road. We are the lads from the Tilton, we'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy, following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We have the team that's tops here at St Andrews. They're gonna give us what we're longing for. It's burning up forever, let's hear it from the stand. So come on, city, sing this song once more. We are the lads from the Tilton, we'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy, following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We are the lads from the Tilton, we'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy, following the blues. We love you, what more can we say?
Welcome to this week's Made in Brum, and joining me on this week's show will be Ash Sheehan from Dead Sea Schools. Also joining us will be Birmingham promoter Louise Woodley and Kalik. Dead Sea